become what has put Robert on the map. The irony is that Robert never intended to get into the shake business, but on a good day, about 1,900 shakes on one day, would fly. That's the record on one day. So you can imagine. So the shakes are the result of having excess fruit that the public in the old days would have bought. Mango may have a little, ding in it, a grapefruit, whatever. Things in the old days. Today, fruit has to be almost perfect, for the customer.
Really?
So, yeah. So basically, he's noticed that, the customer's more persnickety now. So he'd have to, toss the stuff out to the petting zoo out back. And then one day he said, let's make some shakes. So they started with one blender in 1989. And the first day they sold just $15 worth of shakes. And now it's literally lining out the door.
And the flavors are crazy, right?
All over. You got mango and mamey and tamarind and exotic ones, sapote, things you haven't even heard, jackfruit. All sorts of tropical. His very key is rare, fresh, exotic tropical fruit. That is, all those five are very key to his existence. That's his specialty, his niche. But yeah, the shakes are delicious. I personally like the mamey and coconut. You can mix two together.
Oh, yeah. My dad was mad. I got one to share because I didn't know if I'd like the taste, and my dad loved it. And he's like, get back in line. And I'm like, it'll be they go fast. But I want to just tell everyone, if you're going down to Key West, you really have to stop at Homestead. The name of the book is
Robert is Here, Looking East for a Lifetime, and it's available at robertishere.com.
That's great. So Caesar met my dad with a mutual connection, a lovely, lovely, beautiful girl named Heather.
Yeah.
And Heather introduced Dad, and so tell us a little bit about the book.
Yeah, Heather kept telling me, you got to meet this guy, Herb, and his wife, Gloria. And I said, all right. I went over on Thanksgiving, and I fell in love with not just your dad, but the heritage to which he is protecting Americana, really. I mean, my first angle to his world was his love of animation art and rare animation things and toys, etc. And so I instantly just fell in love with the story. I saw that I could learn myself, something like going to college. I know stuff now about animation art that I never would have transpired in my mind. And I proposed to your dad long ago to do a book. And he was excited about the idea, but it wasn't until I met Adrian that Adrian finally, I like to say, pulled the trigger on the project and say, let's do this thing. Let's stop talking about it, let's do it. And now we're literally in the throes of doing this book. I think I've amassed close to probably 150 or 200 hours of recordings all over your family and the industry itself. And now I've written about 18,000 words, coming out about 20,000 words. I probably won't stop till about 80 or 90,000 words.
Oh, my God.
But we're creating a beautiful book that traces Gloria, your mother, and your father, Herb's journey in two fields, the biggest of which is the promotional products industry and also the animation art and the gallery and the love of antique toys. So wrestling with that is a big, big thing because both worlds are massive. Both worlds are kind of ubiquitously everywhere.
So true.
And that's a neat thing about this project is, as I've learned, it's not just Herb and Gloria's passion, but it is seeped up into everything in our real. I mean, we can go on for hours about that, but you can turn around and see animation character-based branded art everywhere. You can't get away from it. I mean, that's the truth. And it all starts with these, early days of these moments where artists were literally tracing and doing on pencil drawings. And this is the type of stuff that Herb and Gloria would start collecting in 1948 in their station wagon on their off days. Just on their off days.
It's amazing. The best thing, too, is that you were able to talk to my mom and get my mom before she kind of lost her voice. Right now, my mom is unfortunately pretty weak and very tough for her with her COPD to really be able to communicate. So thank God it was just, we were in the nick of time with making the decision. If we waited another 6 months, it wouldn't be the same book at all.
Yeah.
That really is
even
huge.
Even then, I mean, I have enough to give your mother a voice. It would have been nice to even go further, but I do have enough. And it would have been different if God forbid, your mom wasn't there. I mean, just to meet her and be in her presence. and just to see the connection between your father and your mother, and that dynamic is great. I mean, I'm having a hell of a time writing about both of them, and they are a riot.
And my dad loves Caesar, loves emojis, and loves Caesar. My dad said to me today, I don't know why, but I sent Caesar all the emojis. I'm no fun for my dad because I don't even know what any emojis stand for. I'm like the worst. But I will say to you this, that the book, we're really excited to get the book, and when the book comes out, the story also of my parents and how they've always served their community. In the younger days, they served by the ability to give time and, and different products away, but a lot of time and energy to different groups. And then as they got busy, my dad putting a lot of work and time. There's actually a lot of work in donating artwork to a lot of major hospitals. So very excited, and that is why Caesar's here. But I want to talk to Caesar a little bit more about some different things. And one of the things I want to talk to Caesar about, obviously I'm worried. I'm thinking the whole family, everyone's going to be worried about Caesar out there on the road for the 6 days. And Caesar, tell everyone what you said to me.
I mean, everybody always worries about me, and I understand why they do. The irony of not only the Appalachian Trail or this walk is statistics show in the areas that I'm hanging out, people only fear because it's so remote. But technically speaking, any big city or any little city is far more dangerous in statistics and crime than where I've had. And I've had no problems in all my 13 years, and I've had no problems in the 2,000 miles on the Appalachian Trail. And the Appalachian Trail has gobs of stories of unfortunate murders that have nothing to do with the trail, but since they're near the trail, they've been swept up in the media. So I understand in the hiking world that there's this whole watch it, there could be some bad people out there. I've walked literally through the middle of East St. Louis. Without a doubt, probably, statistically, the most dangerous places in the United States. I walked through there in broad daylight, and no one even paid attention to me. I walked there, buildings that looked like a bomb had blasted with rubble over the sidewalk. I mean, that bad, communities. And so I've been in the thick of real big cities on my walk, in places that even I had, I kind of come across as this, crazy, nomadic, eccentric old man type, When I'm out there, my beard grows crazy, and I'm all smelly. I mean, it would be interesting to see everybody mess with me, but, I don't take anything to protect myself. I do have a satellite responder unit if I get in trouble with a snake or something like that. But generally speaking, I'm just walking. I call it tiptoeing to the tulips. For me, it's my happy zone. It's what I love. And I get to see this country, interestingly enough, in its finest and also precariously, almost like what your dad and mom collect, the last of the moments to enjoy true main streets that I know are shrinking, because when I did my 50-state road trip in 1999, another journey in my life, I've been through some of these same main streets, and I could see the difference from 1999 to now. And folks, go see it now, because America is old-time America, the kind of Rockwell-like America is disappearing fast.
Like the Route 66?
Yeah, I've walked on miles of Route 66. And even Route 66 is dwindling, smaller and smaller and smaller. I've been on parts of Route 66 that a couple years ago were still drivable, and now they're just there for bikers or whatever. There's weeds growing up in the middle, but eventually those weeds will overtake it all. I mean, I'm watching America shift and turn. It's really kind of, I feel guilty in a way, because I'm getting to see some of America on an intimate level, where I'm sometimes on the road and there's nobody.
Wow, yes.
I'm on old parts of Route 66 that even, that the maps say you can go down it, but it's going to head a dead end. But I'm walking on it. So I'm talking about nobody for miles. And it's really interesting. In view of I-10 or I-40, or whatever, I-40 in this case, but it's special. I can't tell you how special it is. It really is.
It's so interesting. And Deb, I'm going to let you go take a break, and I want everyone to get a little glass of water, because we've got more stories. And again, I want everyone to write down planetPlanetCesar.com. I've got some questions for Caesar that he won't expect coming, so I'm excited.
Wow.
See you in a second. So this is this is the most exciting part about Deb, about having Caesar on the show, is that as the show is running on Thursday morning, Caesar is really going to be getting off the Greyhound, and he's going to start making this trip. So what we want to do is, Deb, is put on your www.4diva site the Caesar's Facebook page. Do you mind?
Yeah.
So that Caesar's going to go live in certain sections, and everyone could actually go on trail with him, which is really so cool. I know, I can't wait for that. So we'll have that going on. In the meantime, Caesar, can you share your age?
Yeah, I'm 44, going on 45.
Oh, he's a double four. He's 44.
Yeah.
All right. You really are an interesting man. You've traveled all over. How many people in your life you've met are just not kind, not nice?
Very few. I kind of have an aura around me that I attract like-minded, and I'm really good at.
So this is this is the most exciting part about Deb, about having Caesar on the show, is that as the show is running on Thursday morning, Caesar is really going to be getting off the Greyhound, and he's going to start making this trip. So what we want to do is, Deb, is put on your www.4diva site the Caesar's Facebook page. Do you mind?
Yeah.
So that Caesar's going to go live in certain sections, and everyone could actually go on trail with him, which is really so cool. I know, I can't wait for that. So we'll have
Instead, we're going to put it on our Facebook page.
Caesar, can you share your age?
Yeah, I'm 44, going on 45.
Oh, he's a double four. He's 44.
Yeah.
All right. You really are an interesting man. You've traveled all over. How many people in your life you've met are just not kind, not nice?
Very few. I kind of have an aura around me that I attract like-minded, and I'm really good at, like, I have been asked on several occasions, Caesar, is there anything that pisses you off? And it takes a lot. I kind of have empathy for any moments that are tough, of people that aren't happy. And I kind of run through my mind, well, there's got to be a reason why this person is not happy or being mean to me or what have you. So I'm very empathetic in terms of, you know, if there is anything coming at me. But no, I don't really, I stay clear of all that, or it doesn't really attract me, you know.
So that's so, you know, and I want everyone to know that Caesar and I actually haven't had this conversation. So this is, the whole show is actually off the cuff. But in this case, we really had never had any kind of discussion about this. And what I think is interesting is that I want to have that conversation, that when you are a friendly, kind, nice person, and you only see the world as positive, that's what you're going to hang around with. And it doesn't matter where you are in your walk of life, right? It doesn't matter as far as, you know, how much money you're making. It's how your perception is of the world.
Exactly.
And you get it back. And I just kind of knew in my heart that Caesar, you know, he's not going to have a lot of those nasty people. You know, he doesn't, you know, there's so much of news nowadays. It's very, very tough. And there's definitely two sides. And, you know, people are talking a lot of politics, and there's just a lot of conversation, and a lot of people's ugly heads are coming out, and, you know, some people are being shown exactly who they are, which is crazy in this day and age. But it reminds you that you always have to be a role model. But for someone like Caesar, you don't have to try. It's kind of like a natural thing for you. Always?
It really does. Always. It's been always. It might be... It might be also hardwired from my childhood and growing up as a Cuban American in Miami. And I think part of my parents' legacy of going through, leaving their country and then coming into the United States and starting all over again as young teenagers, they were psychologically really put through a lot, scarred, if you will. And so